Good afternoon and welcome back to the Walker Natatorium here at Kirkwood High School, where we are on event number 3, or session number 3 of the 2021 Parkway Senior Invite. We get ready here now for the boys' first solo session here. Of course, last night we had the distance events with the 400 IM and the mile freestyle. Earlier this morning, we had the young ladies in their prelim. Many of them qualifying for tonight's action, and we will get those to you throughout our broadcast here this afternoon. But we get set now for the boys' preliminaries. Should be a good one as we get set here this afternoon. First race, as we will get underway in just a moment, will be the 200-yard medley relay. There will be 2 heats. First heat will have 5 teams. Second heat will have 8 teams. Then we go from there to the 200-yard freestyle. From that to the 100-yard butterfly. And keep cruising all the way through the 200-yard breaststroke, the 100-yard freestyle. I missed the 200-yard backstroke, then the 200-yard breaststroke, and the 100-yard freestyle. That's how we wrap things up. And then we'll be back with you later this evening, right about 5:30, as we get set for those finals. It'll be the top 16 in each of these events that will qualify for the finals and swim here this evening. So a lot on the line for these young men. Of course, many of them have not swam in a prelim and then final swim meet. Some of them in almost a year or just slightly over a year. So big deal for them as they get ready to go. A lot of excitement around the Natatorium this weekend for this big style meet, this championship style meet. And we will again start off with that 200-yard medley relay. Following that relay, we'll take a brief break of about 5 minutes, let the swimmers collect themselves, get ready to go again. Then we'll have 2 events, the 200-yard freestyle and 100-yard butterfly. We will take then another 5-minute break and then come back for the conclusion and then the final few events. Now, here we go. We get ready to go. This first event here, we've got, well, it looks like now we're nailed down to just 3 teams, lanes 2 and 6, 1 and now we do have somebody in lane 2, but it looks like lane 3 is going to be vacated. So one of the Recplex teams out of the competition here, but so it'll be fast. B team fast in lane 2, fast A team in lane 4, Rockwood in lane 5, the B team, and the Heat A team in lane number 6. And so, unfortunately, we were unable to get the names of all the youngsters competing in this one here. We do have the names of some of the youngsters competing in the second heat, but right now we do not have the ones in this heat specifically. Nonetheless, right now it is fast, pulling away with a little bit of a lead right off the bat as they go again. 50 yards of each of the strokes. We start with back, go to breast, then butterfly, and then freestyle, and that's how we'll work here throughout this afternoon in this 2-heated 200-yard medley relay. Right now, fast maintaining a nice lead, good breaststroke as they push their way towards the wall once again. And from here we go to the butterfly and then into the freestyle to tap things off. Nice underwater there that time, and can only go as far as that cone on the far side underwater. That young man there, though, very strong and having another good underwater push here. So very strong there. And fast well out ahead now. This time that they lay down in this first heat could very well be the one that stands up to win it, especially if that very strong back, breast, and fly. They're going to come down in. They're going to finish under 140 easily, under 136. Final time 136 even for the fast A team. That could hold up, folks. Fastest prelim time coming in 132.28. That's with CSP. That's their A team. Now, these swimmers will vacate, as you'll notice there on your screen. What we're doing here this afternoon is making sure we are abiding by all the safety and social distancing measures that we need to. All swimmers will wear masks until just before they get up on the blocks. They'll put the masks back on as they get out of the pool. Keep those in a plastic bag, and then they will exit the pool deck. No flyovers in this event here today. Everything will go counterclockwise, so you'll see them go to the far side of the pool as you do right now. They'll exit, get out of the way, then the next team will get up on the blocks and get ready to go. The other part of this is we will never have more than 2 heats lined up at the starting blocks. Let's go over the teams. First, lane number 1, it'll be Seahawks. Lane number 2, it will be Rockwood. Lane number 3, it'll be the CSP B team, and this is a B team that could be most teams' A team. JD Suarez will swim the back. Eric G will swim the breaststroke. McCreary the fly, and Graham Zucker the freestyle. CSP A team will be Lee Neighbor, Carter Morawski, Bush with the butterfly, and Monty with the freestyle. Then you've got Parkway, their A team. Hayden Christensen will swim the backstroke, Will Bonnet the breaststroke, Gabe Porter the fly, and Jake Hansen the free. Lane 6 will be Parkway, Carter Cook on the back, Jack Pavaza on the breaststroke, Max Weirman on the fly, and Quinn Wolf on the freestyle. Seahawks in lane 7, and then Recplex, we've got their swimmers. It'll be Jacob Wolf first, followed by Joe Tilton with the breaststroke, Braden Phillips with the fly, and then Wolfie, Colin Wolfmeyer, he will swim the free. First one through the wall, lane number 4, with the fastest preliminary time was CSP, and they came in at 132, Parkway at 136. They are 1 and 2 right now. Strong swimmers right now as you look at Morawski, Bonnet. They're going neck and neck. Looks like Bonnet's going to pass him up slightly after he gave him a little bit of a lead. These are two of the strongest swimmers in the state of Missouri in the breaststroke. They are just about even. Now we're going to have a butterfly, and here's Gabe Porter up on top of the water, battling against McCreary. They're neck and neck. Looks like McCreary a little bit of a lead, but a nice pull out that time. Breakout from Gabe Porter right there in third place. McCreary, that was Bush for the A team for CSP, and he gave him a little bit of a lead. Now it's Hansen. He's going to go against Zucker and Monty. They touch the wall. Monty's in first place. Here comes a nice little breakout there from Hansen. Hansen gaining a little bit of speed. This one's going to come right down to the wire, but don't sleep on lane number 3. It's going to come right down through it. It'll be CSP at the wall. And we didn't get the time registers. It did not reverse, so we're going to have to see who won that. I'm not really sure. The time never registered up on the scoreboard. We'll get the official time for that one. What a race, though, right there, neck and neck. Monty and Hansen coming in close as well with Zucker for CSP. So we're going to have a little bit of a 5-minute break. They're going to warm down. As we do, we'll take a break here. When we come back on this one, we're going to recap some of the ladies from this morning, and we'll talk about this. We'll start back when we come back in just a few minutes with the 200-yard freestyle. And, of course, as we go to break, you'll see some of those logos up on the board here in just a moment. But we want to mention all of the sponsors here for Parkway. Of course, Phillips 66. We want to mention also in My Way Mobile Storage, Dennis Express, Roanoke Beverage Solutions, Quiet Village Lawnscaping, Pier Swimsuits and Swimming Equipment, Amazon Smile, and Mary Tuttle's Art of Living. Welcome back to the 2021 Parkway Senior Invite here from the Walker Natatorium at Kirkwood High School. A wonderful venue for this championship style event. And we get set now for the boys individual events, and we'll start with the 200-yard freestyle. In this event, we will have 10 heats, and in this first heat, we'll have just 4 swimmers. It'll be Wyatt Martin from fast in lane 3, Will Thomas in lane 4, Grant Owen, in lane 5, and Willis Dino in lane 6 from CSP, just 13 years old. This will be 4 lengths of the pool for each of these 8 lengths of the pool, 4 laps for each of those 4 young men out there. So 10 laps in this one. Fastest preliminary time in this group, 1:58.41. Of course, they want to get into the top 16, qualify for tonight's finals, and the top 8 get into the A final. Going to bring you a little bit more of some of the rundown for the young ladies earlier this morning for those of you who were with us and might have missed some of it, and those of you who are just of general interest. While we watch this one go underway, first in the 200-yard freestyle, it'll be Anna Main, followed by Eleni Katsmanis, Emily Trauby, Brooke Punawalt, Taylor Klopman, Hayden Schessel, Carson Cosman, and Misha Montgomery in the top 8. They'll swim in the A final. In the B final, it'll be Dylan Moulton, Chloe Breedy, Meg Heverow, Margaret Deck, Brooke Shattuck, Grace Schaefer, Elizabeth Rainey, and Sydney Durham. And the 2 alternates in that one are Aaron Lamping and Leah Renner. Touching the wall first here in this one, lane number 5, Grant Owen from Heat. See him? Got a little bit more height than a lot of the swimmers in the pool right now. He leads Martin by about a half a body length. More on some of the qualifiers for this evening from the young ladies' end of things, as we just about head towards the last of this one, and it's going to be into the wall first in this one. Lane number 3, it'll be Wyatt Martin. Comes in at 1:51.31, so he knocks off considerable time in his. Also, Grant Owen coming in second, 1:51.77, knocks off considerable time in his. Thomas in third place at 1:55.99, almost a 3-second drop. And then Willis 2:01.06. So that's how this first one winds up. Now we get set for heat number 2. Jeffrey G. from Rockwood will be first. He's in lane 1. Gavin Thomas in lane 2 from CSP. Christopher Tobar in lane 3. Vincent Hager from Parkway. Gabe Cusinelli in lane 5 from Rockwood. His teammate Alex Chen in lane 6. Cabot Moraski, just 13 years old. 7 for him. And then Shirali Abdulkader. He's from Fast, and he's in lane number 8. Again, 8 lengths of the pool, 4 full laps. Back to the young ladies from this morning now. Event number 9, that was the 100-yard butterfly. Here's how they winded up the top 16. First the top 8, Alyssa Dennis, Megan Heverow, Ellie Cobb, Emily Trauby, Maddie Pallett, Grace Tyson, Molly Dorsey, and Anna Scott Bauer. Avery Peel, Aaron Morey, Caroline Foltz, Sarah Spells, Taryn Will, Alex Snyder, Haley Hume, and Izzy Ackley make up the B final, the top 16. Zoe Pipes and Hannah Renaud are the 2 alternates in that one, should somebody be unable to go this evening. Also looking at that 200-yard backstroke. We've got Eleni Katsmanis coming in first from Fast, Lexi Cook, Maddie Pallett, Snyder Polson, Anna Main, Sarah Donahue, Allie Maloney, and Madeline Shadle. Those are your top 8 in the A final. Then it's Nirma Hersich, Ruby Nussbaum, Haley Hume, Ellie Kipper, Dylan Moulton, Caitlin Kuhlman, Avery Canine, the 13-year-old, and Madison Colombo. That rounds out the B final in the top 16. Carson Cosman and Kate Punawert are the 2 alternates in that one. Now as we touch the wall, get ready to come back down for one last time. Top of your screen in lane number 2, it's Gavin Thomas. He looks to be the front runner right now, trying to get to the wall, and under 1:57.12. He will do that. He's going to shatter that. It'll be first place, Will Gavin Thomas at 1:54.59, so nice time for him. He'll be the top time in this one. Second place in the heat in lane 4 was Hager. Third place in the heat in lane 7 was Morosky. Fourth place, lane 6, Chen. Fifth place in lane 5 was Cusinelli. Sixth in lane 3 was Tobar. Abdicator in lane 8, and then G to round things out. Now we're set for heat number 3. Jax Pespalco, he's in lane 1 from CSP. Braden Shear from Parkway. Also his teammates Jackson Hardage and Will Cottle in lane 3s and 4. Jake Slavinsky in lane 5. Callum Shank in lane 6, followed by fellow Parkway swimmers Pavel Hardy and Connor Suthers. We've seen Pavel Hardy really go fast here lately, and as well as Shank, and right now Shank leads this heat. Shank came into it with a time of 1:56.65. Fastest time thus far, 1:51.31. That was in the first heat by Wyatt Martin. Shank looking fast in the middle of the pool right now, as is Slavinsky from the Recplex and the Sharks. They're battling now neck and neck here. We've got a race right in the middle of the pool. Slavinsky and Shank going 1-2. Slavinsky will be the first one to touch now to get ready for this last lap. After this one, we'll bring you the other two finalists for the girls, the other two events. But right now, Slavinsky looking very strong. Again, wants to come in under 1:51.31. That's the fastest time thus far. And, of course, that would be a new personal best for him if he get there. He's looking very strong now. Comes underneath the flags, in for the last couple of strokes. He'll touch the wall. Right behind him is Shank. 1:52.64 for Slavinsky. Followed by Shank in second place. Third place in lane number 8 was Suthers. Fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh were the Pespalco, Shear, Hardage, and Cottle. Did not get a good lane, so I'm not really sure Hardy may not have touched. But they got him listed as 8th. Now we move to heat number 4. Sam Bola from Rockwood will be in lane number 1. A.J. Becker from Parkway in lane number 2. Hunter Wilson from CSP along with his teammate Braden Schroeder in lanes number 3 and 4. William Jost in lane 5. Colin Wolfmeyer in lane 6. Jeremiah Koenig in lane 7. And Riley Hulsman in lane number 8. Looks like we'll have our first scratch of the day, and that will be William Jost, Parkway swimmer. Become a bit of a freestyle specialist here lately. Now for the young ladies, we look at that 100-yard or that 200-yard breaststroke. Finishing first, Alyssa Dennis, Caroline Fultz second, Sydney Durbin third, Elena Hennig fourth, Abby Wampler fifth, Emma Whisker sixth, Jacqueline Hughes seventh, and Chloe Breedy eighth. They'll make up the A final. The B final will be Anna Scott Bauer, followed by Allison Heaney, Brooke Punywert, Hayden Schessel, Shelby Bouchong, Samantha Lee, Brooke Shattuck, and Maddie Pallett. The two alternates for this evening's 200-yard breaststroke will be Catherine Chavez and Ellie Bailey. Congratulations to those young ladies. That should be quite a race here later this evening. And then finally, this evening for the young ladies, we'll have that 100-yard freestyle. We go to the wall here, first to the wall here on that split. After the 100, in a very blistering pace, was Sam Bola. For that girls' 100-yard freestyle, it'll be Hayden Schessel first, Anna Main, Emily Traube, Megan Heverow, Misha Montgomery, Carson Cosman, Eleni Katsmanis, and Elizabeth Rainey. Those are your top 8 in the A final. B final will be Madeline Shadle, Taylor Kloutman, Alyssa Dennis, Juliet Phillips, Emma Whisker, Ellie Cobb, Leah Renner, and Dylan Moulton. The two alternates for this evening are Avery Peel and Margaret Beimdeck. So those are your finalists for tonight. Congratulations to those young ladies for making it all the way through to tonight's finals. We look forward to watching those. We're going to bring them to you right here from this very Walker Natatorium now. We're right down to the end. Lane number 4 in this one. Strong swim for Schroeder. He'll be the first one to touch the wall as he comes in at 1:53.23. Followed by lane number 6. That's Colin Wolfmeyer. Lane number 3, Wilson. 4th place in lane number 8 was Riley Hulsman with a 1:56.45 right on his time. 5th place in the heat in lane number 1 was Bola. 6th place was Becker, and 7th place in lane 7 was Koenig. So far, that 1:51.31 in that first heat holding up. We got a full slate here now. 8 racers here, starting with Max Zhu in lane number 1 from Rockwood. Quinn Wolf in lane number 2, along with his Parkway teammates Jack Pavazza in 3 and Carter Cook in 4. Tucker Stevenson in lane 5 from Seahawks. Gavin Baldus from Heat, he's in lane 6. Nicholas Ostrander, he's in lane number 7 from Recplex for the Sharks. And Seth Steenbrook, he's from Fast, he's in lane 8. Let's see who's going to take this one. It could be anybody in this race right now. They're a bunch very close together in their times. Fastest prelim time was Crook, 1:54.11. And right now, Carter Crook just a little bit behind the leader in this one, Jack Pavazza, the 15-year-old from the Parkway Swim Club. Pavazza, Crook, both have gone very well in all the strokes. Jack really a well-rounded swimmer. His specialty is breaststroke. Carter Crook's specialty really more the backstroke. Lane number 7, though, in second place, right behind Pavazza. That is Ostrander. Of course, Baldus, a power swimmer. He's swimming out of lane number 6 right now. Trails everybody back, but we know with the 200 freestyle, he can put it on at any point. Very good in the back and the butterfly as well, but strong swim thus far. Jack Pavazza now with almost a body length lead over the next nearest competitors. He'll touch the wall, go back for one more lap. Right behind him in second place once again, still holding that place in lane number 7 is Ostrander. Pavazza with just a little bit more than a body length lead, followed right in there by Crook and Ostrander, and then Quinn Wolf in lane number 2. Pavazza trying to go under 1:51.31. His prelim time in this one, 1:54.98. He's going to shatter that. Again, trying to get the fastest time thus far on record. He will do it. So it'll go Pavazza, then Crook, then Ostrander, and Wolf. 1:50.57. So almost a 4-second drop for him. Crook comes in at 1:51.89. Then again, we talked about it, Ostrander followed by Wolf, followed by Steinbreck. Then in lane number 1, Zhu, Stevens, and rounded out by Baldus in the heat. Now we'll go to heat number 6. Graham Friedman in lane number 1 from CSP. Daniel Garza, his teammate, in lane number 2. Eli Hofer in lane number 3 from Fast. Zach Pazinski from Lockwood in lane 4. Jacob Wolf from Recplex in 5. Cole Guppy in lane 6 from Fast, and a couple of CSP swimmers, Ned Mehmeti in lane 7 and Sam Ellenhorn, both strong swimmers last night in the distance events. They're in lanes 7 and 8, respectively. First in the heat so far, Mehmeti, he could win this one. He was very strong last night, followed by Graham Fredman in lane number 1. And then tucked in right behind them is Daniel Garza. Fastest prelim time coming into this one, Pazinski at 1:52.89. Right now the time to beat is 1:50.57 by Jack Pavazza. We'd love for that to hold up and get in that final 16. Strong swim though down here in lane number 7 as Mehmeti continues to push the envelope as well. He's now got a body hit length and a half lead. He's going to come back in good shape. Right now on pace to break that 150 mark. Last lap for him was 27.97. Even if he goes 28 or 29, he will beat the established time of Pavazza thus far. Good split for him. He looks very strong, does young Ned, the 17-year-old, swims for CSP. Got about a 4 body length lead now. He will be the first one to the wall. That'll be the fastest time thus far here this afternoon. 1:47.90 for him. Second place in that one, coming in at 1:53.50 in lane number 4 was Podzinski. Third place, Garza. Fourth place, Fredman in a tie with Ellenhorn. Sixth place in that one in lane number 5 was Jacob Wolf. Seventh place in lane 3, Eli Hofer. And eighth place in lane 6 was Cole Guffey. So 1:47.90 right now, the time to beat. And that was Ned Mehmeti. Now we're getting some really power swimmers right now. Eli Butters will be in lane 1. Elijah Liebman in lane 2. Franklin Liu, who was strong last night, placed in both events in the top 10. He's in lane 3. Daniel Budeman in lane 4 from Parkway. Trey Kneen from CSP in lane 5. Evan Liberto from Parkway in lane 6. Aiden Garlock lane 7. And Jaden Yarborough from Heat in lane 8. Right now, Budeman looks like he'll be the first one to the wall. It is Budeman. Comes in with a 1:49.93. They'll want to go 2 seconds faster than that to get into that top slot so far. Very strong down in lane number 7 as well as Aiden Garlock from Rockwood. Everybody bunched right there though in lanes 3, 4, and 5. That's Lou, Budeman, and Kaneen, and then Garlock out here in lane 7. But no one really getting left dusted. Of course, Butters not in the event. Lane number 1 is vacant. Is the state champion swimmer from Fast, not in the event now. But right now, we've got a battle for first place. They're going to come back and touch at 150. These three swimmers, even Steven, Franklin Liu, Daniel Budeman, and Trey Kaneen. They're in lanes 3, 4, and 5. It'll be Kaneen, the first one to touch, just slightly ahead of Budeman and Lee. And Liu. We got a battle going on right here, folks. Again, they want to get under 1:47.90. Kaneen lengthening it out a little bit. Franklin Liu with a lot left in the tank. These are two of the better distance swimmers you're going to find. And right now, Kaneen, he placed second in that mile last night. Franklin also qualifying. First one to the wall, it'll be Franklin Liu. Just out touching Trey Kaneen and Daniel Budeman. 1:47.60 for Liu. Kaneen 67, so very tough, 6/100ths of a second for those two young men, but what a race. They were moving to the top 2 slots. Budeman 1:49.67, nice swim for him, or 06, excuse me, round things out. 4th place, Liberto, Garlock in 5th, Yarborough in 6th, and Liebman in 7th. So new established time of 1:47.60. As we'll go now into the circle seating with these young men. It's Musselman in lane 1, Jones in lane 2, Ryan Monty in lane 3, Max Wehrman in 4. He comes in with the best time in this heat, 1:42.32. Nico Theodos, of course, he's a distance specialist. First place last night. He comes in. 5th place is in lane 5, Cameron McCreary, Jacob Ochin in lane 7, and then Max Marcus in lane number 8. Of course, we got a shout out from his family last night during the event. If anybody wants to shout out, give us a text, 314-369-3289. Let us know who you are, and we'll mention your name. And, of course, Alexander Yee says, let's go, Franklin Liu. He swam in the last event, so thanks for the note. Put it in through the portal, and, of course, we want everyone to like, share, and subscribe. Let's see if we can't break a record here this afternoon. If everybody out there watching sends it to at least 2 people and one of them join in, we'll smash the previous Parkway record. We want to get over 500 viewers for this session. And of course, tonight we expect to have well over 600. First one to the wall now here in lane number 5 with a very strong swim is Nico Theodos, picking up right where he left off last night. Of course, he won that mile. We talked about Trey Kaneen a moment ago. He came in 2nd place, but Nico, 16 minutes, 7.74 seconds. Right now, he's going to shatter his previous best, though. Nico very strong. Wanted to go under 143. I may not have beaten the 143, but we'll see where he winds up at 144.60. By far the fastest time thus far here this afternoon. Wehrman will come in second at 145.59. He's also the second fastest time thus far. Third place in that one. Lane number 6 was McCreary. Fourth place in lane 7, Ochin. Marcus in lane 8 was 5th. 6th was Mauney, followed by Jones, and then Mussman. So 144.60. It's the time to beat here as we get down to these last 2 heats. And now it gets really fast. Benjamin Bell in lane 1, Graham Zucker in lane 2. Caleb Munger from Parkway along with his teammate Will Bonnet. They're in lanes 3 and 4. Eric G is in lane 5 from CSP. John Ransom from Parkway in lane number 7, and Jude Henneke, Christian Randall from Breckplex in lane 7, and Jude Henneke in lane number 8 from Seahawks. Coming out fast so far is Will Bonnet from Parkway. Of course, also state champion in the high school events back in the fall. Right now, he's got about a body length lead, and boy, we've got 5 other swimmers bunched in there right there for first place. It's Bell, Zucker, Munger, G, and Ranson all doing battle for that one. Of course, we got a scratch in this one. Christian Randall in lane number 7. No one there. Will Bonnet, though, continuing to front run here a little bit. Breaking away in second place slightly are G and Ranson in lanes 5 and 6. But holding in there still in lane number 2 is Graham Zucker. He can be very fast as well. This event, Zucker's 16. Couple of 3 17-year-olds and 3 18-year-olds, excuse me. Here we come now for our last lap. Continue to lead thus far. Will Bonnet, he came in at 141.33. That was the second fastest preliminary time. Again, his goal is to get in the middle of the pool in one of those 2 lanes and maintain one of those top 2 seeds. Closing though quickly here in a very strong swim is Eric G. It will be Bonnet to the wall though. He's not going to beat his previous best time. 144.60 though was the previous standard. 142.92 for Will Bonnet, so he will go in as the fastest preliminary time thus far. G right behind him with 144.17. He'll have the fastest, or the second fastest time, 145. Here right after that with Zucker, followed in lane number 6 by Ranson. 5th place in lane number 3, Munger. 6th place in 1 was Bell, and then Henneke in lane number 8. Now here we go with the final heat. Cooper Sharp will jump in lane number 1. He could win this from that lane number 1 easily. We got Driesenwerd in 2, Morosky in lane 3. That's Carter Morosky. Stephen Bush in lane 4, fastest prelim time of 140.77. Michael Stoop from the Seahawks on the east side of the river. He's in lane number 5. J.D. Suarez in lane 6. Jackson Fox in lane 7. And Sam Garza in lane 8. Grandma and Grandpa Theodos want to say hello to Nico for a great swim, and they should be. Of course, he won last night, so thanks for watching us, Grandma and Grandpa. Stephanie Theodos sends that shout out. We appreciate it, and you can go ahead and text me as well, 314-369-3289. We'll mention your name right here, or put a message in through the portal. We love that kind of stuff. And again, it is like, share, and subscribe. Let's get those numbers up. Kevin Goeth, our producer, wants to see if we can break 500 during this one. So if everybody sends it out, hey, check out my grandson, check out my son, check out my brother, check out my cousin, my good buddy. They're all watching here on the Parkway Swim Network. They're going to touch and have one more last lap to go. First one to the wall, lane number 4, as it was at the start, is Bush. Bush again came in at 147.7. Second to the wall there in lane 6 with Suarez, and he can easily win this event, as we talked about Sharpwood as well out of lane number 1. So it'll be Bush, first one to the wall, followed by Suarez, and now top of your screen again, it's Cooper Sharp. We got a battle down to the end right now, but it looks like J.D. Suarez gaining a little bit of ground in lane number 6. Who's going to touch first? And it's going to be lane number 4, and it will be Bush. He comes in there with a stellar time of 1:43.53. Not the top time, but it'll be the second top time. Followed closely behind by Sharp, 1:43.56, so 0.03 difference for those two. And then followed by Suarez at 1:43.84. So he will have the 4th seed, will JD. That's how we round things out. We'll bring you the rest of the finalists here. Borowski finished at 4th place in that heat at 1:46.31. 4th place in the heat in lane number 2 was Drieselwerd. 6th in lane 7 was Fox. Lane 5 was 7th, and that was Michael Stuck. And then Sam Garza in lane 8 was the round out at 1:50.11. Here we go now, 100-yard butterfly. We will have 6 heats of this one, starting with lane number 2 in this one. It'll be Seth Steinbruck from Fast. Rectex is Jake Slavinsky in lane 3. Graham Fredman in lane number 4, the 17-year-old from CSP. He'll be partnered with Max Marcus and his teammate, the 13-year-old from CSP in lane 5. Sam Bola in lane 6 and Sam Garza in lane number 7, but Garza has scratched. So just competitors in lanes number 2 through 6. Again, it's Steinbruck, Slavinsky, Fredman, Marcus, and Bola, top of your screen to your bottom of your screen here in this 100-yard fly. They want to qualify for that final here this evening. Then you got a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old in this one. Slavinsky just 14 from the Recplex. He's in lane number 3 right now, and he leads things. And then you've got the 13-year-old Marcus in lane number 5. Right now it looks like Slavinsky with the lead. Sam Bola being very strong from Rockwood, and he will come in second. So Slavinsky, then Bola, followed closely in behind. In 3rd place by Steinbruck. 4th place in this one, Marcus, and Birdman will come in 5th. 57.51 for 1st place for Slavinsky, and he drops over 2 seconds on that time. Now we're going to go to heat number 2. Graham Sagal from CSP's in lane 1, Charlie Stewart from Parkway in lane 2, Andrew Hebner from Parkway in lane 3, and another Parkway swimmer, Grayson Mueller, a 14-year-old in lane 4. Tucker Stevens in lane 5 from Seahawks. Vincent Hager, another 14-year-old, a 3rd 14-year-old from Parkway here in this one in lane 6. Riley Huseman in lane 7, and Ryan Mowney in lane 8. That's how we'll round things out. Mueller come into this one 56.35. That was the fastest prelim time for this group. Looks like we've got a little bit of a delay. Everything's set and ready to go, though, here for heat number 2. Again, we got a 13-year-old in Stevens and 3 14-year-olds from Parkway in Stewart, Miller, and Hager.
Heat 4, 100-yard butterfly.
Strong down in lane number 1, starting things out. Ryan Mowney, the 17-year-old, and he could easily drop significant amount of time in this one. Big, strong swimmer is Mowney. He competed at Garrison the freestyle in that A relay. Also, top of your screen, you see right now Graham Sagal. Those are the 2 oldest competitors in this event, along with Huebner from Parkway in lane 3 and Hulsman in lane 7. But right now, taking a nice little lead is Sagal at the top of your screen, followed by Mowney in lane 8 at the bottom of your screen. They're going to come back, touch the wall. This will be it, folks. Who's got the juice in the tank to get the speed rolling? Right now, it looks like top of your screen, it'll be Sagal, trying to beat a time of 57.51. That's the fastest time thus far. He's going to shatter that one. He'll touch the wall first. Got a group coming in all at 2, 3, and 4 in lanes number 8, 7, and 6. That's Mowney, Hulsman, and Hager, followed closely in behind in lane number 3 by Huebner. Then in lane 5, it was Stevens. Lane 4, it was Muller, and then Stewart. So that fast time in that one, first place, 55.13 from Slagle. He dropped over 2 seconds in his, 57.30 for Mowney in second place. Followed again by Hulsman, who comes in at 57.90. And then Hager, 58.13. Heat number 3 now. Jack Bauer is going to start things off in lane number 1 for Parkway. Xander Theodos, the 14-year-old from CSP in lane 2. Mason Kaufeld in lane 3. Ned Mehmeti, we saw him very strong in the previous event. He'll be in lane 4. Quinn Wolf, very strong butterflyer in lane 5. A.J. Becker in lane 6 from Parkway. And then a couple more Parkway swimmers. Colin Schaefer did very, very well. 13-year-old finishing in the top 20 last night in that 400 IM. And then Connor Suthers, another Parkway swimmer, 15-year-old in lane 8. First one to the wall right now in lane number 2 will be Xander Theodos. They're going to go down and come back one more time. Who's going to take this one? They want to come in under 55-13. That's the time to beat. Lane number 2, though, it's Theodos right now, and right next to him is Mason Caulfield. CSP and Rockwood, respectively, and right in there with them, lane number 4, Ned Mehmedi. Right now, Theodos holding things out, but right now, it's Caulfield trying to pour it on. Let's see who's going to touch first. It's going to be about the stroke. It will be Xander Theodos coming in at 54.96. That'll be the fastest time thus far. Followed right in there behind him at 55.18 by Caulfield. And then Mehmedi, Wolf, Becker, Schaefer, and Suthers rounded out in lane number 1 by Jack Bauer. Here we go now in the 4th heat of 6. It's William Pan, very strong swimmer, also swimming for Ladue High School. He's from CSP. He'll be in lane number 1. Drake Durbin, another strong swimmer. He is from Rockwood. He'll be in lane 2. Matthew Judkins, 53.05, a 15-year-old from Parkway. Gabe Porter, his teammate at 50.88. He's the fastest one in this heat, followed by McCreary at 51.97 in lane 5. Seth Adams in lane 6. Grant Musselman in lane 7. And Michael Stoop in lane 8. Let's see who's got the juice thus far. Right now, Judkins and Porter at the top, and then in lane 6, it's Adams. First one to the wall. Looks like it's going to be Porter, followed, actually out-touched slightly in lane 6 by Adams, then Porter, then Judkins. All of them want to go under 54.96. Strong swim thus far. Porter first one to the wall, then Judkins and Adams together. Let's see who's got the juice coming back down the other way. Porter right now with about a quarter of the body length lead. Judkins right there with him, though. Who's going to put the head down and get to the wall? Right now it's Gabe Porter. Judkins on him. Who's going to get there? And it's Gabe Porter. He'll just out-touch Judkins. Let's see what their times look like as they come off the wall. 52.51 for Porter, 52.88 for Judkins. Big time improvement for Matthew this evening. Good swim for Porter as well. 3rd place in the heat goes to lane number 6. That's Adam McCreary will get 4th place. 5th place coming out of lane number 1 was Pan. 6th place and 7 was Musselman. Durbin will finish 7th, and then Michael Stuke will finish 8th. So strong win for Judkins. Both of those two move into the top 2 slots. Porter 52.51. He had a little bit of time, and Judkins dropped about 0.2 of a second as he's down under 53 now at 52.88. Now we go to heat number 5. Any one of these young men can win this one. Benjamin Bell in lane 1, Jackson Dirks in lane 2, Josh Schultz in lane 3 could definitely win this one. Greg Beesward, very strong butterflyer, comes in with a 50.61 prelim time. Eli Butters in lane 5, Noah Chinge in lane 6, Braden Phillips in lane 7, and then Joe Tilton coming out of lane number 8 from Recplex. Phillips also from Recplex. Fast start for both of these for all these young men. Lane number 5 though, with Butters. He came in at 23, and Butters really started to separate himself. Look at this, folks. He may win this one going away. This could be by far the fastest prelim time. Eli Butters now touches the wall, trying to go back, see if he can get under 50. He's not even going to mess around with it. He says, give me my sectional cut right now. Give me my national cut. I don't even care. He will go under 50. 49.91 for Butters as he goes under 50, beating his previous best by nearly 2 seconds. Driesenward comes in second at 52.68. 3rd place in that heat, 53.18 for Schultz. So great swim there all the way around. 4th place in lane number 6 that time was Tinge. 5th place in lane 7 was Phillips. 6th place in lane 8 was Tilton. 7th in lane number 1 was Bell, and then Dirks rounds it out in lane number 8. But 52.68 right now, the time to beat. 49.51 the time to beat. Then 52.51, 52.68, 52.88. Those are the times to beat. Now we go to the last heat. It's Will Welch. He's from CSP in lane 1. Matthew Stuke, the 17-year-old Seahawk in lane 2. Lee Neighbor, 52.38 prelim time in lane 3. Stephen Bush, one of the fastest men in the Midwest. He comes in at 50.27. He's in lane 4. Max Wehrman, 51.14. He's in lane 5. Drew Henke in lane 6. Gavin Baldus in lane 7 from Heat. And then his fellow teammate Kelvin Crone-Willis in lane number 8. Prelim time and the fast time thus far. Lee Neighbor could easily win this one going away. Let's go, Kelvin from Isaac Reddy. He wants to say let's go to Kelvin Crone-Willis. He's in lane number 8, the 18-year-old. coasting now all the way in. This is going to be a very fast time here for Lee Neighbor, of course, swimmer of the year in the state of Missouri, in the Post-Dispatch. So great finish for him right now. We'll see what his final time is, 51:01 for
We'll have a 5-minute break before the next
that young man. Second place in the heat, 54:09
Wear your mask to the bullpen, please.
for Veerman.
Wear your mask to the bullpen.
Third place in the heat coming in lane number 8 was Crone Willis. What a time for him, 54:14. He drops nearly a half a second, so congratulations to him. Maybe it was that shout out. See what happens, folks. You give a shout out over our network, and all of a sudden your swimmer will come through in the clutch. And that's what happened there for Kelvin. As he drops over a half a second and moves in, he may have put himself into that A final. We'll have to wait and see how that all shakes out. We'll get that over to you in just a few moments. We'll round things out. Fourth place in that heat, coming out of lane number 4 was Bush. Fifth place was Baldus in lane 7. Sixth place in lane 6 was Henke. Seventh place in lane 2 was Matthew Stuke, and then Will Welch in 8th place at 58:68. So good stuff for both of those. We're going to have another 5-minute wait. We'll have a 5-minute break here. We're going to take a moment. We'll let everybody see who our sponsors are for this weekend. We hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back after just a few moments. Welcome back here to the Walker Natatorium for the 2021 Parkway Senior Invite. What a meet it's been thus far. We had the girls this morning. We had the distance events last night. Right now we are in the midst of the boys. This is session number 3. We're getting ready for the 200-yard backstroke. We want to make a couple of announcements, a couple of shout-outs. First, we want to say, hey, good job to Keen Camo. That's Cameron McCreary, of course, very good swimmer, and that's from Lana Ecot. So good job for him. I do have to make an apology, and of course, this comes when we're unable to get the proper pronunciation, but we pronounced Monty wrong. It should be Mooney, but I will tell you a number of the CSP swimmers have told us it is Monty. So we got to get with those young men and make sure that they know their teammate's name. And of course, a shout out from Dr. Kathy to her young son Matthew on a great swim. That's Matthew Judkins. Of course, that's my son, so I'm not too shy to say that, but nice job for that young man. And shout out from a number of other folks as well. Quick family watching, so they're spreading the word. They always do. Long time Parkway swim family, of course. Carter swam earlier. We'll have him later tonight. His dad, a phenomenal athlete, star punter back in the day at then Northeast Missouri State, now Truman State University. And of course, his sister swam for a long time, Parkway in the club, and then went on to Illinois State as a college swimmer. So I want to say hello to those folks, and of course all the folks that have been watching us time and time again. Scott Schaefer watching remotely. I know it's tough for the parents out there to not be able to watch their youngsters, their daughters this morning, their sons this afternoon, and then of course tonight for the finals. So we're going to do the best we can to bring you all the excitement, bring a little energy, give you that vibe that you'd be having if you were here in the Walker Natatorium with us. But right now the place is abuzz after a very big 100-yard butterfly. So we're through a couple of events thus far, and we got one more to recap for you. We did not have the actual final time and the standings from that relay earlier today, and that's important that we get that back to you because it did not register properly on the scoreboard. But I want to tell you what a race it was, and you'll recall it came right down to it between the A teams of CSP and Parkway, and just out touching at the wall, it was Mooney over Hansen, 0.03 seconds. Third place CSP, then Rockwood, Parkway B, Seahawks, Recplex, and Rockwood. That was how they ended up. Okay, here we go now. We're in the 200-yard backstroke, folks. We'll start to bring you some of those finalists for tonight as well. 200-yard backstroke we are going to have in this 5 different heats. We've got 4 competitors in this one, and actually we're just going to have 3. We've got a scratch out. Seth Adams will not be in there in lane 6, but it's Jacob Ochin in lane 3, Jaden Yarborough, the 14-year-old from Heat, in lane number 4, Evan Liberto in lane number 5. Of course, Yarborough, he's been a zone swimmer, a very strong swimmer now, stepping up in the senior ranks here, coming out of that age group. Fastest time in this one is Jaden Yarborough with 2:15.04. Ochin comes in at 2:29.44, and Liberto at 2:17.34. So all of these youngsters looking to see if they can't get in that top 16 tonight and into the final. Of course, this is a longer race, 8 lengths of the pool, there and back, there and back, there and back, and there and back. So that's what happens with this one. We're going to see if we can't bring you the finalists for the first 2 events. Of course, they've announced them, but we want to make sure that they get those correct before we bring those to you over the air. Right now, after we're halfway through the race, Ochin, first one to push off the wall, followed by Liberto and then Yarborough. Ochin split just under a minute, so if he maintains that, he's going to shatter his previous best time of 2:29.44. Of course, he swims so fast. Where's that green cap? Or maybe some of the easier ones to pick out just from our high vantage point here because they wear the green. A lot of the other teams wear either a combination of white and blue, white and black, different color blues. And so sometimes it might get a little mixed up just looking at the cap. But right now, good swim. Ochin on pace to shatter his record, as are the other 2. And Yarborough and Liberto. Liberto in second place right now. As Ochin will touch the wall, go back the other way. This one for his last time. Definitely going to beat his previous best. Liberto trying to beat his previous best of 2:17.34. I want to say hi to his mom and dad, Todd and Tina, longtime supporters of the Parkway program, as well as Dad Todd is here timing this afternoon. And Evan will come in as well under his time. So first will be Ochin. He comes in at 2:01.88. Yarborough will be in third at 2:14. That's his time by a few hundredths of a second in. Liberto, he is 7 seconds under his previous best at 2:10.17. Now we go to heat number 2. On this 200-yard backstroke, Caleb Jones will be in lane number 1, Cole Guffey in lane number 2, Hunter Wilson in lane number 3 from CSP, Christopher Tovar, he's got the fastest preliminary time in lane 4 at 2:10.05. 2:10.18 is the time for Willis Dino in lane number 5. Max Zhu from Rockwood in lane 6. Selmig Erdenball, he's in lane number 7. I hope I pronounced that one correctly, so my apologies if I did not. His teammate from Recplex, Jacob Wolf, he's in lane number 8. First one to the wall, lane number 4. Christopher Tobar from Fast. So trying to jump right on the back of his teammate, Orchin, who came in at 2:01.08. Anybody who gets that time would shatter their previous best. Again, the best time in this heat, 2:10.05, and that is Tobar, who leads right now. Bottom of your screen, Jacob Wolf in second place, and now he's overtaken first place as we come to the halfway point. Nice battle going on here right now, maintaining his lead in first place. Jacob Wolf, he's a 14-year-old from Recplex. You see him at the bottom of your screen. He'll be the first one to touch the wall or go back for one more lap. Maintains this pace. He'll best his previous time and win this heat going away. Middle of the pool, lane number 4. That's Tobar. He's in second place, about 2 body lengths behind. And then battling for third place, lane 1, Jones, and lane number 6, Max Zhu. Now, first one to the wall coming in. He will beat his previous time. Jacob Wolf will come in almost 10 seconds ahead of his previous best. We'll get his exact time here. 2:03.58, so he does almost over 11 seconds better. Second place in that one at 2:07. Was Tobar. 2:07.48. Third place in the heat, lane number 1 at 2:09.17. Also dropping time was Jones. Fourth place in the heat, lane number 7 was Erdenball. Fifth and sixth place in lanes 5 and 6, Dino and Zoo, and then seventh place, Wilson in lane 3 and Guffey in lane 8. So that's how we round things out. So still that top time of 2:01.88 holds, but Jacob Wolf at 2:03.58 drops significant time, over 11 seconds for him. Nice swim. So pulling to second place.
E5, 200 backstroke, report to the pit. E5.
7 swimmers in this year heat. It's heat number 3. Braden Shear, top of your screen, lane 1. Trey Canine in lane number 2 from CSP. Carter Cook in lane number 3 from Parkway. Hayden Christensen in lane number 4 from Parkway. He'll have the fastest time at 1:51.39. Cameron McCreary, here you go, Camo again. He's in lane number 5. Drake Durbin, in lane 6. Calvin Crone Willis in lane 7. And Aiden Garlock in lane number 8. Lane number 4, Christensen, first place, followed by Durbin. Followed by McCreary. They came in 1 and 2 at 1:51.39 and 1:55.81 respectively. Crook came in at 1:59.71. He's currently in third place, just a little bit behind McCreary.
E4, Cooper Star, Stephen Bush, Will.
Comfortable lead right now. Hayden Christensen, this is one of his strong strokes. High-level state finisher in this backstroke event. You don't swim the 200 back, but he'll touch the wall and go the other way now for one last lap. His previous best coming in this one again, 1:51.39. If he maintains that pace, he'll beat that. He'll come in just under 1:50. Christensen now with about a body length and a half lead over his next closest competitor, McCreary, and then Crook in lane 3 in third place, just ever so slightly. It's really going to be about this underwater now and then how they come up out of the water and see who can close. Christensen now coming into the wall, will not beat his previous best time. He'll come in a little slower probably than he would like at 1:56.15. Followed closely there at 57.21 by McCreary. And then Crook at 57.42. Crook with over a 2-second drop in that one. So nice job for that young man. 4th place, Trey Canine. He comes in at 2:01 flat. 2:01.17 was his previous best. 5th place there in lane number 7 was Crone Willis. Garlic in lane number 8 was 7th. In lane number 1, was 6th with Braden Shearer at 2:06.39. His previous best, 2:06.51. So 3 strong swims there. Both of those 3 young men will move into 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. It'll be Christensen, McCreary, and then Cook. Now here we are in heat number 4 of 5. Lane number 1 will be Will Cottle at the top of your screen. Matthew Stuke in lane number 2 from Seahawks. His teammate Jackson Burks in lane number 3. J.D. Suarez, 1:51.31. Fastest prelim time coming to this one. He's in lane 4. Gabe Porter, 2nd fastest at 1:55.24 in lane 5. Franklin Liu, he's been strong all weekend long thus far from CSP. He's in lane 6, along with Ned Mehmeti in lane number 7. He's also a CSP swimmer, also 17, has also been very good this weekend. And then the young 13-year-old Colin Schaefer in lane number 8. Colin, of course, dropped, I can't say it enough, with 2 13-year-olds coming to top 20 last night, and the boys and girls in that 400 IM, maybe the most difficult of all events. Colin and the boys and Avery Canine and the girls. So congratulations to those youngsters. They're going to be 2 swimmers to watch as we move forward down the years. Lane number 4 now, maintaining his lead is Suarez. He's comfortable. He's about a body length ahead. Porter right behind him, though. Both of these 2 young men trying to go faster than 1:56.15. That was the pace set by Hayden Christensen in heat number 3, followed by McCreary and Cook at 1:57.21 and 42 respectively. JD off the wall, 1:26 as he touched, 1:24.94, as he touched. He maintains his pace at just under 30 seconds. So will be in 1st place when he comes back around. Won't be quite as 1:51, but he's way out ahead of everybody else. Right now, Porter right behind him. Suarez will be the first one to touch. Nice time, good split for him, 1:54.09. So that'll move him into 1st place. Followed right behind him by Porter at 1:57.01. That'll move him into 3rd place. And then right behind him in lane number 6, Franklin Liu at 2 minutes, 1 second, 1.30 seconds. 4th place in lane 8. Schaefer, nice swim for Colin at 2:05. He drops over a second. 5th place in lane number 7 was Mehmeti. 6th in lane 3 was Dirks. Stuke in lane 2 was 7th, and Cottle in lane 8. In lane 1 was 8th. Now, Joshua Stoltz will come out of lane number 1. Noah Tinge in lane number 2 from Seahawks. Caleb Munger, 1:55.95 in lane 3. Cooper Sharp, 1:47.56 in lane number 4. State champion there. Graham Zucker in lane number 5 at 1:53.14. Jackson Fox from CSP in lane 6. Nick Ostrander from Rex in lane number 7. And then Jackson Hardage from Parkway in lane number 8. Trying to go lower than 1:56.09 by Suarez.
All right, let's get back on track here, folks, okay?
Sharp way out ahead right now. 2 body lengths ahead of everybody else.
Boys, 200-yard breaststroke. Heat 1, behind the block. Heat 2, to the bullpen.
The second in behind Sharp, lane number 5. It'll be Zucker, then
200-yard breaststroke.
top of your screen, it'll be Joshua Schultz, lane number 1.
Heat 2, in the bullpen.
54.42 on that one. That split on that first 100 for Cooper Sharp. Maintains that pace. He'll be right on his time. Maybe slightly behind it, but it will put him well into 1st place and get the middle of the pool for him and the lane assignment he desires. Again, this is equal parts speed and being able to pace yourself so you don't get worn out. Sharp well out ahead now. He wears that green cap for the Fast Club, and He'll touch here and go back the other way. Looks like Sharp is going to work. He'll be the first one into the wall. Will Sharp, let's see what his time comes out as. 1:53.70. So that'll be the fastest time by far here this afternoon. Right in behind him in lane number 5, coming in at 1:59.15 was Graham Zucker. Third place in lane 7 was Ostrander. Fourth place in lane number 1 was Schultz at 2:01.42, so he drops over a second. Fifth place in lane number 6 was Fox. 6th and 7th were Munger and Tinge in lanes 3 and 2 respectively, and then in lane number 8, Jackson Hardage.
We're going to have a 5-minute break following.
Looks like we're gonna take a 5-minute break here, so we'll take a quick break, folks. Again, Sharp gets the first place in that one. We're going to start bringing you those finalists from some of our events here in just a bit. But for now, we're going to take a quick break. We'll have a chance for you to check out our sponsors. Be sure to log in and send me a text, 314-369-3289. Let me know who you are, or hit us on the message board. We want to let you know that we're listening to you. Of course, we got a shout out from Kaylee Moore. She said, "Go Heat." We want to say hello to her, and be sure to send us those notes. Until then, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Well, welcome back here to the Walker Natatorium at Kirkwood High School on a rainy day here, in the St. Louis area, as we get set now for the next event here in this 2021 Parkway Invitational. This will be the 200-yard breaststroke. We'll have the first heat now. 4 competitors in this one: Matthew Stuke in lane 3, Selmeg Erdenball, from Recplex in lane 4, Alex Chen in lane 5, and Matthew Judkins in lane number 6. Fastest time in this one is Erdenball, 2:26.12 coming in thus far. A little bit of a mix-up here. It's like we're actually going to have a 5th competitor in this one. We don't really know who that is. Swims for CSP, but we'll allow him to enter the race. Okay, so looks like we got a little. So we have 2 CSP swimmers entering the race. Somebody in lane 1 or in lane 2, and somebody in lane 7, and Stuke not in the race in lane 3. So we'll scratch him out. So we know it's Erdenball from Recplex in lane 4, Chen in lane 5, and Judkins in lane 6. Those are the swimmers we know, and they're in the middle of the pool. The 2 on the outside lanes 2 and 7, entered from CSP at the last moment. We don't have their names yet, but nonetheless.
Second alternate, Stephen Bush. First alternate, Mason Hofffield. B finalists, William Hand, Frank Sadel, Xander Diotis, Joe Hilton, Ray Phillips, Noah Tinge, Kelvin Crone-Willis, Max Weirman, A finalists, Cameron McCreary, Seth Adams, Josh Schultz, Matthew Judkins, Bernie Westward.
Strong race right now. My apologies. We don't know who the young man is that is leading. The young man in second place, though, is Erdenball in lane 4 from Seahawks. Middle of the pool is Alex Chen in the blue cap, and then in lane number 6, Matthew Judkins with the white cap on. Over halfway through the race now. Fastest time, 2:26 from Erdenball coming in this one. Right now, this young man here at the bottom of your screen, he is taking this one going away in terms of the heat. And then his teammate in lane number 2, also a late entry, in second place, followed by Erdenball, and then Chen and Judkins. Judkins standing to improve tremendously, 2:51.91 on his previous best time. First one in is our young man here in lane number 7. Lane number 2 will be second. Who's going to get third? It will be Judkins touching in third, so he'll drop considerable amount of time off of that. 2:25.41 for him. So over 26 seconds for him drop. It's been a long time since he swam that one. Again, first place, 2:19.01. That'll be the time to beat as we get ready for the next heat in this one. But nice drop from Judkins on that one. Good swim for him. Chen also dropping just a little over a second. Erdenball right on his time, just slightly off of it by less than 0.2 of a second. Now we're in heat number 2.
Heat 4, 200 breaststroke, report to the bullpen.
Lane number 1, Jeremiah Koenig.
200 breaststroke, report to the bullpen.
Lane 2, Lee Neighbor. Lane 3, Xander Theodos. Will Bonnet in lane 4, Joe Tilton in lane 5, Mason Caulfield in lane 6, Jack Favazza in lane 7, and then Sam Ellenhorn in lane 8.
Second alternate, Noah Timmons. First alternate, Dan Medley.
Right now, we've got a bit of a race going on.
Caleb Bunker. Jackson Fox.
Will Bonnet in lane number 4, and then in lane number 6, Mason Caulfield. Bonnet, a 17-year-old for Parkway. Caulfield, an 18-year-old for Rockwood.
A finalist, Nicholas Ostrander. Graham Zucker.
First one to the wall now, halfway through, will be Caulfield.
Jay Worker. Hayden Christensen.
Good battle for third place right now.
Cooper Shaw.
Neighbor and Theodos in lanes 2 and 3, Tilton in lane 5, and Favazza in lane 7.
30 minutes to track.
But right now, lengthening out a lead just ever so slightly is Caulfield, about a half a body length over Will Bonnet. Caulfield's going to touch first. His previous best time in this one, 2:18.99. Tilton had the previous in Bonnet with the two best times previously, 2:03.99 for Will Bonnet, 2:15.19 for Tilton. So Caulfield looking to not only drop time, but move ahead of those two to get into the final tonight. Again, just 4 heats in this one, so although here comes Will Bonnet, he's sprinting all the way towards the end. He's gaining a little bit of ground on Caulfield. I think Caulfield will out-touch him to the wall. He will. Caulfield's going to drop considerable time off of his previous best. Bonnet will add a little bit. Caulfield 2:08.52. And Bonnet at 2:08.92. Followed in there by Tilton at 2:13.54. So Joe with a little bit of a drop. Third place in that heat. Lane number 5, was Tilton. Fourth place in the heat was Neighbor at 2:15.10. Fifth in lane number 7 was Jack Pavaz at 2:16.90. So he drops 7 seconds off his previous best. Seventh place in lane 8 was Ellenhorn, and then Koenig in lane number 1. So that's how they round out. But 2:08 and 2:08.52 and 2:08.92 from Caulfield and Bonnet are the times to beat. Jumping in now, heat number 3, Will Welch in lane number 1, Jeffrey G in lane number 2, Daniel Garza in lane 3, Carter Morawski, state champion in lane number 4, Jake Hansen in lane number 5, also very good breaststroker along with his teammate Riley Hulsman, Will Cottle, and Callum Shank. Those are 4 Parkway swimmers in lanes 5, 6, and 7. Right now, it's Morawski leading Garza and then Hansen. Actually, Hansen out-touched Garza just slightly at the wall. Right in behind them, lane number 2, Jeffrey G, and then Riley Hulsman. We've got a battle now here as we come down for the first 100. Morawski will touch first. Hansen retains that second place position right behind him, Garza. Now Hansen starts to lengthen that out, as does Morawski a little bit. Hulsman holding his own. Now he's trying to move up to third. Strong swim from him. Lane number 2 is G, and then Garza in lane number 3. Wrapping things out are Shank in 8 and Cottle in lane 7. All right, last lap. Here we go now. Carter Morawski swims for Parkway West in the high school level. Mother's a coach as well, so comes from a long lineage of strong swimmers in the family. He'll touch the wall first, body length ahead of Hansen. Hansen will be second. Now we've got a battle for third place. Hulsman right now in lane number 6 with Garza and G in lanes 3 and 2. respectively. This is the battle for third place right now. Morosky's going to win this one. Hansen will finish second likely, but we've got a battle for third place. Top of your screen right now, it's Jeffrey G, followed by Hulsman and Garza. Who's going to touch first? It'll be Hulsman edging them out in lane number 6. What a swim for him. 2:17.24, 2:17.33, and 2:17.64 for third place. That's how close they finished. Of course, leading the way was Morosky at 2:11.51 and 2:15.14 for Hansen. Time to beat coming into this one was a couple of 2:08s from Caulfield and Bonnet.
For a 5-minute break before we break.
So, good strong swim there, 2:11.51. Of course, ways off of his best time for Morosky, but that'll put him definitely in the finals. Here we go with heat number 4 now. Gavin Thomas, lane number 1. And he is scratched. So Elijah Liebman in lane number 2. Will Thomas also scratched in lane number 3. Eric G in the middle of the pool. Fastest time at 2:01.84. Nico Theodos in lane number 5. Wyatt Martin in lane 6. No one in lane 7. And Jack Windler in lane number 8. So just 5 competitors here in this one. First one to the wall was G. He was the fastest prelim time coming into this one. 2:01.87, 2:07.84 with Nico Theodos in lane 5. So those two, you expect them to battle all the way down. Martin in lane 6 is right in there with him as well. He's not giving it away, that's for sure. And not far behind them in lane number 2 is Elijah Liebman from Seahawks. G continuing to lead after that first split. Right now he's on pace to have the fastest time. 2:08.52 by Caulfield and then a 2:08.92 by Will Bonnet. He maintains his pace. He'll be right on their time, right in that 2:08 margin, right in that 2:08 area. But what a lead right now, and you expect this from G. Very strong swimmer, swims for CSP, 17 years old, and right now he's got about a 3 body length lead. He'll win this one going away. The heat, just a matter of will he be the 1 seed, 2 seed, or 3 seed going into that final. He'll be very close to maintaining his number 1 spot, 2:08.35, and that will put him top. So Eric G will get that 2:08.35 spot. Followed in behind him by Nico Theodos at 2:12.99. Third place in that heat was Wyatt Martin, 2:17.30. Fourth place in the heat was Liebman. So, and then Windler still rounding things out here. So that's how we'll finish up that one. Now they're going to have a 5-minute break, so we're going to take a quick break as well. We'll allow you to check out our sponsors a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll have some of the finalists for tonight. We'll have that final event, that 100-yard freestyle, in just a few minutes. Welcome back here to the Walker Natatorium, the 2021 Parkway Senior Invite. As we get set now for the last event for the boys, it's the 100-yard freestyle, and this will be 11 heats. In this first heat, Gavin Thomas in lane 1, Sam Ellenhorn in lane 2, Will Thomas in lane 3, lane 4 is open, lane 5 will be Seth Steinbrook, Zach Pazinski in lane 6, Jake Slavinsky in lane 7, and Graham Sagal in lane 8.
Second alternate, Alex Chen. First alternate, Gavin Thomas.
First one to the wall there will be Pazinski in lane 6. Best time in this one, 54:08 in this heat. That is Steinbreck. Of course, you're going to have to get down under 50 definitely to get in that top 16, but you want to get 48.5, and that will put you in to a sectional cut as well. First one to the wall in this one, lane number 6. It'll be Podzinski. 51.97 for him. He bests his previous time by 2.5 seconds, followed in second place there. Lane number 3, Will Thomas. Third place in lane number 7 was Slavinsky. Fourth place in the heat in lane number 8 was Sagal. Fifth in lane 5 was Steinbrook, and 6th and 7th, respectively, Ellenhorn and Thomas in lanes 2 and 1. Now here we go. It'll be Wolfie in lane number 2. Shout out to his parents from last night. Colin Wolfmeyer from Recplex in lane 1. Gabe Cusinelli in lane 2. Charlie Steeritt in lane 3. Grayson Miller in lane 4, just a 14-year-old along with Steeritt. Jack Windler in lane 5 for Parkway, along with Braden Shearer, a fellow Parkway teammate in lane 6. Eli Hoper in lane 7, and Jeffrey D in lane number 8. Fastest time in this one, we have 4 swimmers with 53:45. It's Steeritt, Miller, Windler, and Shearer. But right now, breaking away from the pack at the top of the screen, it's Wolfmeyer and Cusinelli. They lead the pack. Very strong looking. They came in at 53:58 and 53:48 respectively prior to this one. They're looking to shatter that right now. Right now, it's Wolfmeyer just slightly ahead. He looks like he's going to beat his previous time. Into the wall, he will beat that previous time. 51:85 for him. That'll move him into first place here so far. Cusinelli right behind him at 52:41. Third place, bottom of your screen, was G. Fourth place in that heat in lane number 6 was Shearer. Fifth place in lane number 4 was Muller. Sixth place in lane 3 was Steeritt. And seventh in lane number 5 was Windler. So that's how we'll round that one out. Here we go in heat number 3. Carter Crook will be in the top of your screen in the red cap. Max Zoo from Rockwood, he's in lane number 2. Jeremiah Koenig from Parkway in lane number 3. The following are all from Parkway. Jack Bauer in 4, Colin Schaefer in 5, Jackson Hardage in 6, Vincent Hager in 7, and Pavel Hardy in lane number 8. We got a 13-year-old and 3 14-year-olds in this one. 13-year-old in this one is Colin Schaefer in 5. 14-year-olds are Hager in 7, Crook in 1, and Zoo in lane number 2. Right now, it's Crook heading the pack. Of course, we've watched young Carter really hit a growth spurt here over the last year or so. Took a year off from playing basketball as well to concentrate on swimming. Looking forward also to continuing with that big left arm. He'll toe the rubber this spring and summer baseball-wise as well. But he comes off the wall first right now. We've got a battle with him, Max Zoo and Carter Crook. Top of your screen, they're battling. They want to do their best. 53:36 for Crook was his previous, and 53:33 for Zoo. They may very well do that. They have. Both of them will go under their previous best times. It'll be Crook and then Zoo, 1 and 2 in this one. And what a battle it was. And Carter bested him at 51:83. And that right now is the top time coming in. 52:04 for Zoo. Right after that, third place in that heat in lane number 5, the young 13-year-old Colin Schaefer really rounding into his own. Vincent Hager, the 14-year-old in lane 7, was 4th. 5th in lane number 6 was Hardage. 6th in lane 3 was was Koenig, then Bauer. And then rounding things out was Pavel Hardy in lane number 8. Here we are, heat number 4.
100-yard freestyle.
It's Isaac Reddy in lane 1 from Heat, Callum Shank in lane 2 from Parkway. A couple of CSP swimmers, Graham Fredman and Hunter Wilson in lanes 3 and 4. Sam Bola in 5. Connor Southerns in lane 6. AJ Becker in 7. And Seth Adams in lane number 8. First one to the wall on that first touch in lane number 6 was Southers. Very fast swim for him. Good split at 25.81. His prelim time was 53.05, and that ties him with A.J. Becker right next to him in lane 7, but he's still first coming off the wall. Let's see who's got the better turn on that one. Up in lane number 1, it's Isaac Reddy from Heat. Both of these two battling, but what a strong swim here now for Southers. Connor Southers is going to take this heat as he gets into the wall, and he's going to be very close to that top time that just set by Crook a moment ago. We'll see exactly what it was. It is a top time of 50.66 for Connor Southers. Second place in that one. Top of your screen was 51.59. Isaac Reddy, that'll move him into second place. Third place in the heat in lane 3 was Fredman. Lane 4 and lane 4 was Wilson. 5th and 6th were Adams and Becker, and then in lane 7 it was Shank. Here we go to heat number 5 in this one. Abdul Kader in lane number 1. Gavin Baldus in lane number 2 from Heat. His teammate Jaden Yarborough in lane number 3. Jacob Wolf in lane 4. Wyatt Martin in lane 5. Elijah Liebman in lane 6. Grant Owen in 7. And William Jost in lane number 8. However, that is not William Jost in lane number 8, so I'm not really sure who that is. So we'll have to figure out who that young man is in lane number 7. William Jost swims for Parkway. This is a fast swimmer here. Right now, leading the pack, middle of the pool, lane number 5 is Wyatt Martin. He came in at 52.32. Just short of the 52.30 by Jacob Wolf, who's in lane 4. But he's way ahead of him now by a body length. Closest man to him is down in lane number 7. That's Grant Owen from Heat, and he's swimming very strong. 3 Heat swimmers in this one. You got Baldus and Yarborough's in Heat lane 2 and 3. First one to the wall in this one. Nice time for him in lane number 5. In a time of 50.62 will be Wyatt Martin. Next best time in that one in second place, 51.42 for Grant Owen. So that will move him into first place with that 52.62, just 4 100ths of a second ahead of Southers. Third place in that heat was was Baldus. Followed in lane number 4 by Wolf. Lane number 3 was Yarborough. Liebman, the man in lane number 8, who we're not really sure who that was, came in 7th, and in 8th place was Abdulkar. 6th heat now. Drake Durbin in lane 1. Andrew Hebner in lane 2. Tucker Stevens in lane 3. Daniel Budeman in lane 4. Mason Caulfield, who's been very strong this weekend, could easily win this heat and get into that final 8. Caleb Jones in lane 6, Christian Randall from Recplex in lane 7, and then Max Marcus from CSP, another 13-year-old, along with Tucker Stevens in lane 3, both of them in this heat. First one off the wall in lane number 5 was Caulfield, followed by Budeman. They are neck and neck with each other right now, maybe about just a whisker stroke away from each other. And then in lane number 6, also very fast right now, Caleb Jones. Coming down to it right now. Good strong swim up in lane number 1, also from Drake Durbin. But it's Budeman right now in lane 4 and Caulfield in lane 5. It'll be Budeman to the wall first. That should move him into the top time, I believe. We'll see what it is. 49.78 for young Daniel Budeman. Caulfield's time of 49.99 will be the second fastest time thus far. Third place in that heat, 50.40. For Caleb Jones, also moves him up the ranks into third place. Fourth place in the heat, 51.30, was Durbin. Fifth place in the heat down in lane 8 was Max Marcus. And then rounding things out in 7th place in lane 2 was Hebner. Here we go now, heat number 7. Will Welch scratched out of lane 1, so Caleb Munger will be in lane 2. Cole Guffey in 3. Aiden Garlock in 4. Kelvin Crone Willis in lane number 5. He comes in with a 51.14. That's the second fastest time behind Garlock's 51.06. Quinn Wolf, 16-year-old from Parkway in lane 6. Trey Canine, 51.33 from CSP. He's in lane 7. And then Christopher Tobar, he is in lane number 8. Right now, lane 4, it's Garlock. And then a whole bunch of swimmers bunched in at lane number 8. Looks like Wolf in lane number 6 is in second place. But what a swim right now by Garlock. He's going to win this heat. Looks like his time's going to be just under 50 as well. 49.83 for Garlock. Wolf will take second place at 50.95. Third place in the heat will go to Trey Canine at 51.19. Just a little bit of a drop for him. Fourth in the heat to Munger. Fifth place in lane 5 was Crone Willis, and then sixth in lane 8, Tobar and Guffey in lane 3. Here we go now. Matthew Judkins in lane number 1, top of your screen. Stroke for stroke with Daniel Garza in lane number 2. It's Braden Phillips in lane 3, Evan Liberto in 4. Liberto at 50.33 with the fastest time coming in. Sam Garza is in lane 5. Jacob Ochin in lane 6. Grant Musselman from Seahawks in lane 7. And then Nicholas Ostrander in lane 8 at the bottom of your screen from Recplex. First one to the wall right now in lane number 6 is Ochin. It's fast split for him and under 25. Right now he's front running it. And then with his tall body length right now, he might be the one to beat. He will be. He's going to win this one by a body length right now. Top of the screen starting to slow down. 3 in the middle of the pool, competing for that second place. Ochin to the wall. He will have the fastest time, I believe. 49.50. So far that is the fastest time. So 49.50 for Ochin.
Heat 11 of 100 freestyle. Reported to the open end. Heat 11.
Coming in second in that heat in lane number 3 was Phillips at 50.70. Third and fourth in lanes 5 and 4 were Garza and Liberto. Fifth place in lane 8 was Ostrander Musselman, and 7 was sixth place. And then Judkins tied him for sixth place, and then eighth place was Garza, both at 52. Now Jake Hansen in lane number 1, Nico Theodos in lane number 2, Josh Schultz in lane number 3, Will Bonnet, lane number 4, Carter Maraska in lane number 5, Graham Zucker in lane number 6, Noah Tinge in 7, and Jackson Fox in lane 8. Right now, middle of the pool, lane number 4, it's Will Bonnet, 46.16 for him.
Those are the B finalists.
First one to the wall, very fast time for him. As you might expect, was Will Bonnet. His time, 46.81. He blisters it just off his previous best time of 46.16. Right in behind him in second place at 48.83 was Josh Schultz, or 53, excuse me, was Josh Schultz. Third place in the heat was Morosky, followed by Zucker. And then Theodos, Hansen, Tinge, and Fox. Everyone in the heat very fast in that one. Now, heat number 10. Gabe Porter, top of your screen. He'll be in lane number 1, 49.31. Time to beat is 46.81. John Ransom jumps in lane number 2. Both of those swimmers from Parkway. Jude Henke in lane number 3. Lee Neighbor, lane number 4, 46.12 for him. Stephen Bush in lane number 5. Michael Stuke in 6. Max Weirman in 7. And Will Pan in lane number 8.
Matthew Judkins, Katie Porter, Eli Miller.
Going back the other way now, strong lead here. Poor Neighbor, you expect him to be head and shoulders above everybody else. He was over a second faster than the next closest competitor, 46.12 in this one. He will finish that way in this heat. He may have wanted to try and get that first place slot. Let's see what he comes in at, 46.76. So he in first place right now. Willie Neighbor. Followed in lane number 7 by Max Weirman at 48.65. Third place in lane number 2 was John Ranson. Fourth place in lane number 8 was Will Pan. Fifth and 6 in lanes 5 and 6 were Bush and Stuke. And then 7th and 3rd place in lane 3 was Hinkie. And then Gabe Porter in 8th at 50.55. Now, last heat here of this afternoon session for the young men. It'll be Greg Driesenwerd in lane number 1. Hayden Christensen in lane number 2. J.D. Suarez in 3. Eli Butters at 44.97 prelim at lane number 4. And Cooper Scharf in lane 5. Those two are teammates at the high school level. They're teammates on the club level. Ryan Mooney in lane 6. Jackson Dirks in 7. And Sam Bell in lane number 8. And those two will do battle. Look at the green caps go. Right now, it's Butters with a slight lead. They love to do battle. What they want to do right now is be right next to each other when they get into that final. So let's see what they can do. They're pushing each other all the way. Right now, Butters with a slight lead over Sharp. And Butters will touch the wall first. Let's see what we got now. The time to beat was 46.76. Yeah, and they will both do it at 45.31 and 46.40. So they will finish 1 and 2, the teammates. And they will be the 1 and 2 in the finals later, rounding things out here in this one. Third place in lane number 3 to very fast 48.36 was J.D. Suarez. Lane number 1 was Greg Driesenwerd. He came in 4th. 5th place to Christensen in lane 2. 6th place in lane number 8 was Sam Bell. 7th in lane 6 was Mooney, and then Dirks in lane 8. Our lane 7 was in 8th place. Now, what we want to do before we sign off the air is bring you some of the finalists for tonight, the ones that we have confirmed. So, first, let me bring you the boys 13 and over 200-yard freestyle. It will be Will Bonnet, Stephen Bush, J.D. Suarez, Eric G., Nico Theodos, Graham Zucker, Max Weirman, and John Ranson. Then we've got Cameron McCreary, Carter Morosky, Jacob Ochin, Franklin Liu, Trey Canine, and Ned Mehmedi, followed by Max Marcus and Ryan Moody, who are 2 alternates but got in a couple of scratches. Driesenwerd and Scharf both scratching out of that event. So they are both, there's your round out for that one this evening. Moving forward, a lot of scratches it looks like in the 100-yard fly. First seed will be Eli Butters, followed by Gabe Porter, and then Matthew Judkins. Seth Adams will be number 4, Cameron McCreary 5th, Max Weirman 6th, Kelvin Crone Willis 7th, and Noah Tinge 8th. Braden Phillips will be 9th, Xander Theodos 10th, Graham Sagal 11th, Stephen Bush 12th, Ned Mehmedi 13th, Gavin Valdez 14, Musselman will be 15, and Sam Bell will be the 16th person. 200-yard backstroke. Cooper Scharf, J.D. Suarez, Hayden Christensen are the top 3. Gabe Porter, McCreary, and Crook are the next 3. And then Graham Zucker and Nick Ostrander will round out the 200-yard backstroke A final. In the B final will be Trey Canine, Franklin Liu, Josh Schultz, Jacob Ochin, Jacob Wolf, Jackson Fox, Caleb Munger, and then Colin Schaefer. He gets into that B final. The young 13-year-old Ned Mehmedi and Noah Tinge are the 2 alternates for that race. So that should be a good one there. Now we're waiting still to get the next couple of events, which will be the breaststroke and then that freestyle. We haven't gotten those yet. We will announce those later this evening at the top of the show. We're going to sign off the air for now. We want to thank, again, Kevin Girth for all the work that he's done here throughout the day and throughout the weekend. We've now brought you 3 consecutive sessions last night and 2 today. But be sure to join us tonight, around about 5:30. That's when we're going to bring you the finals. It will be male and female, both present here tonight, alternating back and forth. We look forward to that one. Until then, my name is Matt Judkins. So long for just a while.